what really drew me to filmmaking were two things. First of all, the storytelling aspect. To me, making films is not about the effects or the monsters, although I enjoy them a lot. To me, at the end of the day, it's about telling a good story, communicating with people. So that is one of the first things that really got me to love cinema. As a filmmaker, what really and I keep falling in love with filmmaking over and over again, is the collaborative nature of filmmaking. There's no such thing as a single filmmaker that does a film on his or her own. It's all about working with a team and nurturing a team and sharing your creative vision with a team. When it comes to films or directors that inspired me, there are so many and they change from time to time. But there are some films that left a major impact on me throughout my life. Films like The Goonies, Jurassic Park, Goodfellas, all of Wes Anderson's work, a lot of Tarantino's work. One of my favorite films that I turn to almost every year is RoboCop, because I love how Paul Verhoeven took what was essentially a film about a robot shooting people and turned it into a satire of capitalism. And it shows the power of cinema and even popular cinema.
This guy is really good.
He's not a guy, he's a machine.
I think the biggest challenge we face as Maltese filmmakers is that we are the first. This generation of filmmakers are effectively the first generation of Maltese creatives that said, I'm going to be a filmmaker, not as a hobby. I'm not going to shoot some films with my friends, but as a career choice. And that changes the perspective completely. Being first has its advantages, but also its drawbacks. We have the honor of building the framework, the infrastructure, not physical infrastructure, but more of, let's say, mental or even philosophical infrastructure to actually make films. But we also have the drawback that we don't have our forefathers to look up to. I often find myself in awkward situations when I'm in conferences or festivals and I'm filling up some application, and sometimes they do ask, who is a filmmaker from your country that you look up to? And I'm like, there's no one. We're the first, you know? I mean, I really appreciate my peers and I talk to a lot of other Maltese filmmakers, but it's not like any of us look up to each other because we are all in the same boat. So I think the biggest challenge is this, the fact that we do not have a path drawn out before us like filmmakers in other countries do. Obviously, there are challenges such as financing and equipment and talents and so on, but these are challenges that every filmmaker everywhere in the world will face. And I think that is what is really unique in Malta, that this is the first generation of filmmakers.
St. Paul was traveling to Rome and he got shipwrecked in Malta.
When?
A long, long time ago. And then he was attacked by a snake. St. Paul grabbed the snake, bit into it,
Yeah.
and he spat out the poison.
And then that's just one snake.
Yes, but that was the main snake. And when St. Paul was done, all the other snakes were scared. Only the good snakes remain.